If you feel stuck in your life, you feel like you're not living life on your terms, you feel like God is taking a giant dump on your life, and it's not because of bad luck or karma or what somebody did to you. It's because you truly haven't forgiven. And I'm not talking about forgiveness how most people talk about it. I'm going to show you how unforgiveness is keeping you trapped in that old identity, and how letting go, letting the dead bury the dead, is the key to unlocking that next level in your life. Now, most people think forgiveness is always about the other person, and that if you don't forgive, God is mad at you. But that is not the truth. You see, forgiveness has nothing to do with them, but it has everything to do with you. You see, when you hold on to resentment, pain, or betrayal, you're not hurting them. You're keeping yourself bound to your old identity, the identity that was wronged, the identity that was hurt. And as long as you stay attached to that version of yourself, you can't transcend to a higher level. Think about it this way. Every time you relive that pain, that resentment, that betrayal, you're reinforcing the identity of the person that was hurt, which is you. You're staying in that old identity, that old self. You're telling your subconscious mind, this is who I am. I'm someone who got hurt. I'm someone who got wronged in this situation. I'm someone who got taken advantage of, who got involved with a scam. And guess what? That reality that you're constantly thinking about is just a self-reflection. It will keep on reoccurring in your life like a broken record, like karma, if you don't release it. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's about releasing yourself from the story that's keeping you stuck. Because when you forgive, you're not just letting go of the pain, you're stepping into a new version of you, a version that is free, a version that is powerful, a version that is ready for the next level, a version that you want to live life on your terms. Now, I'm going to share with you a very practical example so you can really see what is really going on. And this is you down here. The lines represent a frequency level. Now, we could call it frequency, we could call it vibrational, the law of vibration, and we can call it consciousness. And with Manifesting 101, we all know how this works. Okay, when you want something, when you want your dream car, for example, your dream house, a dream job, you want to live life on your terms, we all know that it's on a different frequency level. Okay, so how do we manifest? Okay, we know it's on a different frequency level. What we got to do is we got to match that frequency. Once we match that frequency, we're fused with it. Now, once we fuse with the life that we want, or the car of our dreams in this example, once we fuse with it, it comes into our life. But how does unforgiveness basically spoil everything? It basically wrecks this whole situation. It basically makes us feel stuck, and we actually go back to an older identity, to an older self, to an older frequency, to a lower vibration. This is what unforgiveness does. Now, for example, if someone does us wrong, what you can see down below, this older lady, is she's way down at a lower frequency. Okay, so when someone does you wrong, or it could be a situation, it could be a scam, it doesn't always have to be a person, but it's at a lower frequency than you are right now. And what it does is it's like a chain where you don't forgive a situation and you constantly talk about it, you constantly bring it up, you constantly bring it up in a story. Even if you tell the story every single year, once a year, that means you haven't forgave that situation. And it acts like an anchor. It either binds you to the unforgiveness, or it binds you to the person you haven't forgave, and it lowers your frequency. Okay, look at it. Look at this chart right here. It binds you to that frequency and it cancels out. You're not going to fuse with the life of your dreams, what you want, your dream car, living life on your terms, and it lowers you to that frequency. You're working at a lower consciousness level when you don't forgive. This is why it's one of God's laws when it says, when you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven, because he knew that it binds you to it. It keeps you at your old identity, your old self, and you stay there. You stay there until you learn how to forgive, until you learn how to let go of it, until you learn to let the dead bury the dead. And guess what? The real truth is, If you want to know the truth, how to break this cycle, how to break this chain, this is the truth. When you want to forgive, this is true forgiveness right here. True forgiveness is forgetfulness. I'll say it one more time. True forgiveness is forgetfulness. And guess what? When you truly forgive, you break this chain, you break this cycle, you totally let it go. And guess what? You're free. And what is freedom? Freedom means you can move to a higher consciousness. You can move to a higher vibrational level. And guess what's on the higher vibrational level is living life on your terms. That's what's at a higher vibrational level for you. Now remember, forgiveness isn't for them. It's not for the person who done you wrong. It's not for the person who scammed you. It's not for the person who hurt you. It's for you. You see, if you want to live life on your terms, you want to live your dream life, no matter what that is for you, you have to learn to forgive. You have to learn to let the dead bury the dead, baby. Listen to this. If you can't control it, you can't control the other person, you can't control their circumstances, the only choice you have is to let it go. Let the dead bury the dead. Because as you just saw, once you let the dead bury the dead, it breaks that chain. That chain is like a giant anchor in your life, and it's keeping you bound to them. It's keeping you bound to that negative situation because you're linked to it. And it's pulling you down to that lower frequency. It's pulling you down to that old self, that old identity, and it's keeping you stuck there. Then you're constantly thinking about it. Your subconscious mind thinks you like it, because remember, your subconscious mind cannot dictate between what's true and what's false, what you like and don't like. It's just going on what you're emotionally feeling and what you're thinking about all the time. And when you're constantly not forgiving, you're bringing emotion to it. Your subconscious mind just takes it as true, and similar situations keep on happening to you at that frequency level. You have to understand this. If you want to break free, if you want to live your life on your terms, you have to forgive. And one way to do this is totally forget and let the dead bury the dead, baby. I want you to listen to this very, very closely. I am the creator of my reality. Wealth, health, and prosperity are already within me. Every day, I take bold action to live my life on my terms, unapologetically and with purpose. I refuse to settle for mediocrity because abundance is my birthright. My thoughts shape my world. My standards define my success, and my vision leads my journey. I am unstoppable, and I inspire others to break free and claim their own power. Today, I step forward with confidence, clarity, and conviction. I live my life on my terms. Other than that, my friends and YouTube family, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And before we go, it's time to live life on your terms. It's time to make a decision today that I want to live life on my terms. And one way to do that, again, is you got to forgive. You got to learn how to forgive and let go. Let the dead bury the dead. Other than that, blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.